Hey guys, welcome to Shadow School Studios. It's Raven Wolf, and we're back with another deck list. This one's a little more budget than the Centaur one because I did not put in all the staples, but it's called Spicy Noodles, and it's Snake Tribal because Wizards went ahead and made Nagas into snakes, apparently with their typal ruling. So we're going to scroll down, or Kindred ruling, my bad. So the commanders can be Sidisi, Brood Tyrant. Whenever he enters battlefield or attacks, mill 3. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 zombie. And she's a 3/3 for 4 mana, so it's not too bad. Part of the snake aesthetic we're going for, we're going to do Vraska, Betrayal, Sting. So we're going to have counters going onto our snakes, hopefully. And then, yes, we can proliferate it. It's life gain. It's removal because we can turn our opponent's stuff into treasures. And we can possibly infect our opponents. I didn't put all the poison snakes in here, but it's a way to go if you want to do it. Anyway, going into creatures, we have an Anaconda. It's 4 mana, 3/3 Swamp Walk. Just a good old snake. We have Archetype of Finality, which has snakes in her hair, but mostly it's to give all our stuff Death Touch and remove our opponent's Death Touchers. We have Blight Mamba, which is the infect snake. We have Broodbirth Viper, which is a snake that has Myriad. Coiling Oracle is to hopefully get a land. We have Crypt Cobra, and is basically if our opponent doesn't block it, it'll get a poison counter, and hopefully we can give it Death Touch to kill our opponent's stuff. We have Fae Snake. Basically it's just a 2/1 with reach. We have Grave Breaker Lamia, which with our commander we can hopefully put a card from our graveyard or from our deck into the graveyard to trigger that. Hagra Constrictor, which enters battlefield with 2 counters. Each creature I control with 1 counter on it has Menace. Hex Drinker, basically it's a snake that's just going to get more powerful. Hooded Blightfang. Basically, whenever a creature we control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life, we gain 1 life. And it will basically gives Death Touch to Planeswalkers. We have Hooded Hydra, that when it dies will make snakes. We have Ice Fang Quaddle, which is basically just a surprise blocker. When ETBs, we draw a card. Ikra Shadiki, Menace, when a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Basically, this is our lifeline right now. I'm going to take this out because I just forgot to put that one in, and it's going to be, we're going to put in Florica, God of Affliction, and we'll go to that later. So now after Ikra, it's a Modi. It's a 5-cost Cascading Naga Snake. Spells you cost with mana value 6 or more greater have Cascade. Mostly this is to oop something out. It's a Snake Druid. You give some of our bigger snakes Cascade. We have Cassetto Orochi Archmage. We can basically make our commander unblockable and it'll buff it up. Kashi Tribe Elite will protect our commander. And it will basically make it where our opponent's stuff can stay untapped whenever was it. Oh, when we deal combat damage to their stuff. We have Lonus, Crypt Zoologist. Basically, when we have creatures ETB that are not tokens, we can make clues. We can sack those clues. And we can basically steal our opponent's stuff. Lore Scale Quaddle. When we draw a card, we put 1 counter on it. It's a snake that's going to get bigger. Lois Cobra is going to be our ramp. We have a Metallic Mimic. Basically, it'll have our snakes come in with counters, hopefully. So we have the other snake that will basically give all our snakes menace. Yep, and we have Mold Adder, which will hopefully get bigger. We have Mystic Snake, which will also be a flasher that's a counterspell for our snakes. Nemesis of Mortals, which is just a really big snake. Orin Frostfang to give our things Death Touch and card draw. Orochi Egg Watcher is to make snakes. We have Patagia Viper. basically it's going to be a snake that comes in, makes us more snakes. We have Freaka, God of Affliction. This is going to be Graveyard Hate. And with the archetype of Finality, we're going to basically remove all our opponent's Death Touchers so we can get 1/1 snakes that don't have Death Touch, hopefully. Ramunap Excavator. We play lands from our graveyard. Basically when we mill ourselves with our commander. River Boa, Island Walk, and then we can protect it with Regenerate. Sachi, Daughter of Seshiro, will hopefully, mostly, it just to lord our snakes. Serpent Assassin is to destroy a non-black creature, is removal. The Anointed is a snake lord and will basically get us card draw. Sidisi is a tutor, and it says we have Sivrus. Basically, we can sack one of our tokens. We mill a card for each of our opponents, and we can get it to our hand unless our opponent pays 3 life. Skullwinder is basically kind of a negotiating. It'll get us and one opponent something from our graveyard to our hand. Soul Coil Viper is to hopefully get one of our favorite snakes back, even though it will get exiled. Sultai Soother, basically we get a card from the top of our deck, the rest go in the graveyard, hopefully triggering our commander. Thieving Amalgam will steal our opponent's stuff and hopefully drain our opponent's life. We have Vizier of the Menagerie. This will let us cast the top of our library. Winding Constrictor. Well, hopefully when we put counters on our stuff, we're going to double them. Winged Quaddle is basically just a surprise blocker. Wanti Yangblade, or Fangblade, well, basically it's just going to be a Death Toucher that when it hits our opponent, we can venture into the dungeon. Alright, now onto sorceries. We have Alphedo Dredging. This will get us 3 snakes from our graveyard to our hand. Haunting Voyage will get all of our snakes. We have Kindred Dominance is to destroy anything that is not a snake. Kadama's Reach for ramp. Languish is to kill our opponent's stuff. Let's change that art. We don't know if that's a crocodile. We don't know if that's a crocodile. It could be just a giant snake's head. Who knows? Patriarch's Bidding is to basically get all our snakes back from the graveyard. Return from Extinction and is the same thing. It'll get us 2 snakes from our graveyard. Urban Evolution is card draw and ramp. We have Raise the Jogger, which is the same thing as Return Extinction, except it's an instant. We have Snake Form. Basically, this will make our opponent's things weaker, and it's card draw. Snakeskin Veil to protect our snakes, and it's on flavor. Sultai Charm. Destroy target non-color creature, it's removal. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, also removal. Or draw 2 cards, discard a card. Tribal Unity. Creatures of the type of our choice will get plus X, which basically we're just going to hopefully swing out with that one. Turn the Earth is Graveyard Recursion. For the artifacts, I kept them pretty simple. Arcane Signet, Commander Spear. Herald's Horn will hopefully give us card advantage, and then it will reduce the cost of our snakes. Pillar of Origins is going to be Auto Mana Rock, Soul Ring. For our enchantments, we have Binding of the Old Gods. Our Binding the Old Gods, which is removal, ramp, and then we'll give our stuff Death Touch. Sultai Rune Mark is basically just a cheap enchantment that will hopefully give our thing Death Touch. We have Teachings of the Kirin, which will mill us. It will put a counter on our stuff, and then when it's flipped over, will give us a Snake Monk that when it attacks, we have Graveyard Hate that makes us a Spirit token, or we can exile a target non-creature card from a graveyard. When you do, put 1 counter on target creature you control. So it's not bad. Lands, I also kept pretty simple. We have a Command Tower, Demir Aqueduct, we have 10 forests, Golgari Rot Farm, 5 islands, a Jungle Hollow, which will gain us life, Path of Ancestry for our tribal. We have Secluded Courtyard for the mana fixing for creature types. We have Simic Growth Chamber as a bounce land, 6 swamps, a Temple of Deceit, Temple of Malady, Temple of Mastery, and a Temple of False God, and Unclaimed Territory for mana fixing. So yeah, this deck is pretty cheap and on the budget, but my buddy who loves snakes, I wanted to make a snake deck for him, make it a little cheaper, because he has some of the old Kamigawa snakes. I have some of the pieces that he might want. And going down, we're going to do what we always do, and we're going to play test it. So we'll play test. We're going to go ahead and restart. We're going to take our mulligan. This is a better hand, kind of wishing it is okay. So let's go ahead, we'll draw. First we're going to do command tower as per always. And we'll go to next turn, turn 2. We're going to go ahead, do that. We'll keep the mana up for Ice Fang Quaddle. Or we could do this. Do we want to do Metallic Mimic? Sure. So we'll turn 2 Metallic Mimic, choosing snakes. Turn 3 is easily... We could easily just do that. Add a 1/1 counter. We'll play an island, getting green mana. Doing that and that, it'll get a counter. Yep. And we draw a card. Hey, getting my... Alright. Turn 4. We're automatically doing that. We're going to choose Snaky Snakes. I'll say we'll make a black mana. And I guess we'll go ahead and cast our commander, which will be the green, the black, and that. Then we're going to mill 3. It's a creature. So we got 2 creatures. We're going to make 2 zombies. And she also comes in and play with a counter. I don't know why that's like that. Alright, so then turn 5. We have ramp, but we're going to do something a little more. We're going to get black, add a black mana. We're going to cast, boom, Vraska, Betrayal Sting. We're going to go ahead and 0 her. So we're going to add a loyalty counter, add a counter, add a counter, add a counter. And is it card draw? Yep. So we draw a card and we lose a life. And we've already got enough stuff on board. We have a 4/3, a 3/3 flying, and a 5/5 commander. We could easily start doing stuff, but we'll go ahead and we'll go to turn 6. And right here, automatically, what I'll probably do, we'll tap our forest. We're gonna, for green mana, we'll have a Golgari Rot Form. I'll add another one, and we'll just tap that. So and we'll return the forest to our hand. We're gonna do here, tap an island. So we're gonna do that. He'll come and play with a counter. We're gonna add a token. We're gonna do Snaky Snakes, and this snake has flying apparently. And these snakes will come and play with a counter. We're gonna go ahead and 0 Vraska, add a counter, 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 and add a counter, and we can still keep swinging. We don't have mana right now to do Kadama's Reach like I would want to, but we could easily start swinging with our big snaky snakes. We have creatures to block with if we want to. Let's go ahead and restart and see how a second game would play out. Not a great hand, but you know what? I'm going to keep it. We're going to do a Temple of Malady. We're going to scry 1. It's Unclaimed Territory, which I guess I'll keep on top for mana fixing. Turn 2. We'll play an Unclaimed Territory. I can't speak today. Do an Arcane Signet. Turn 3. We're going to go ahead and cast our commander. And of course, this is going to be when we mill like 3 creatures. So 1, 2, 3. Nope, all a whiff, but that's fine. We got stuff we didn't want. Next turn, this is a slower game, this one. So 5 mana. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cast Ikra, Shadiki the Usurper. And we're going to start gaining life when we start damaging people, which is fine. Next turn, we're going to play lands. We're going to do the Orochi Egg Watcher. So we can start making blockers and stuff like that. We can't do anything else. So we'll go to turn 6. And if they've been removing our stuff, we can get them back. We could also probably just go ahead and cast Nemesis of the Mortals. Because why not? We get a 5/5. And let's go ahead into turn 7. And turn 7, boom, we have a flash counter spell that we could easily use. We'll play a forest. And yeah, let's go ahead and do a third game. We'll do a third game because these have been going by pretty fast. We're going to draw a card. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. No, I'm not actually. Do I want to keep this one? There's 2 lands. You know what? We'll keep it with 2 lands. We'll see what happens. We'll draw for turn. I'm going to go ahead and play this forest. Turn 2. This one's not great, but you know what? That's fine. We're going to play a Fey Snake. Draw a card. Hey, there we go. We're getting lands. We're hitting land drops. Luckily, you know what do I want? Do I want the Excavator? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the Excavator. And we'll go to turn 4. Did not draw a land, so we're going to restart this one. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. That one's also bad. Jeez, what is with these hands? There we go. This is also a bad hand. But you know what? We'll keep this one. This one's funny. So we'll do a Temple of Deceit. We'll scry 1. We'll keep that on top. Turn 2. I'm going to go ahead and Soul Ring into an Arcane Signet. Do a Golgari Rot Farm. Returning Temple of Deceit to our hand. Turn 3. Temple of Deceit? No. We're going to do this. So I'm going to have 1 colorless floating mana. Cast our commander. 1, 2, 3. We got 1 creature in the graveyard. We make... Hey, get out. Get out of there. We're going to make a zombie. Zombie! Then... We'll scry 1. We could keep Lamia on top because it will trigger our commander. But we could also do this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to the bottom. Alright. Turn 4. We have removal, but do we want the removal? Let me think here. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. For 5 mana here, we could do the Brood Birth Viper. We can gamble with Oracle, get a land, and then do the Brood Birth. Let me think. Do we want to kind of go wide here? Yeah, let's go wide first with this, which we mill 3 cards, which will make us a zombie and a spirit. Add a counter. Yeah. Then we still have the mana. We could do removal if we wanted to. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm a gambling man. Actually, no, because this will still let us destroy something. So yeah, we'll play that. Destroy one of our opponent's things. So we blow up one of our opponent's things. Next turn. This is turn 5. Turn 5 with 3 lands. We are doing all of this. Put 1 counter on the creature we control. put that on our commander. Add a commander. We search our library for forest. Nope. How do we... View library, that's what it is, because I can't read. Here, forest. We get it to our hand, right? Put on battlefield tapped. Ooh, that's even better. And then... what do we want to do? Because we can cast him. We can cast that to protect our commander. I kind of want to do that one. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana for... there. And we'll do... boom! Broodbirth Viper. And then we can do blue and green. And we can do... Coiling Oracle. Reveal the top card. It's a land card from the battle tapped. Otherwise, put that card in your hand. Alright, so we get a River Boa to our hand. In turn 6, look at our board. That's if it is untouched, of course. But we could do an Egg Watcher. We could do that. We have, if they board wipe us, we have that. We have Akashi Tribe Elites. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this deck tech. I hope you enjoyed Snake Tribal. Please comment down below and subscribe if y'all enjoyed the content. And see y'all again next time, guys. Bye-bye.